Hey everyone, Dan and Nancy here. Welcome back to our channel, Cape Cod Like a Local. And today we decided to get outdoors and get some sun. It's absolutely gorgeous here at Barnstable Harbor. And today we wanted to answer a question. Probably one of the most common questions we get is, now a good time to buy on Cape Cod? You know, I guess there's a few things that come into play there. Number one is, why are you buying? You know, if you're an investor and you're buying as an investment, then all that matters is math. It's never a bad time to buy as an investor, because if you get a good deal, it's a good deal. So as an investor, if you get the right deal, it's always a good time to buy. If you're buying for your primary residence or a second home, that's more about lifestyle and about, really why are you doing it? Do you have to be here for work, or do you really just looking for something for you and your loved ones to really enjoy? And I think sometimes we look too much at the rates and at the market and this and that, and we don't pay enough attention to the real reason we're moving. So I think one of the things we hear a lot is people saying, well, I'm going to wait till the rates come down. And sometimes when the rates come down, the competition goes up, thus very often the prices go up with it.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a catch-22.
That's one of the hardest things is when I bring a client to a property. If there's 3 or 4 offers, it makes it more of a challenge. So if they buy when it's nice and quiet, this is the market we're in right now, just a little bit of competition, you have a much better chance of getting that property.
Yeah. And if the rates aren't bad, folks. It's just they're higher than we had seen 3 and 4 years ago. But traditionally, historically, it's not a bad rate still. But the way I look at it is, and I tell people, listen, if you can afford to buy at the current rate and buy the house you want without overstretching, I never want to see anybody end up house poor, because that takes the joy out of it, number one, plus makes it financially hard. But if you can afford the house at the current rates, if those rates come down, you can refinance. So that's one point is you don't have to keep that rate for 30 years, but if you want to keep the house for 30 years, you can do that. And the other thing is, what we always tell people is, what's your timeline? Are you playing the long game, or you might have to get transferred, or you may need to sell for some reason in 2 to 3 years? On the short term, no one can predict what will happen, but historically, on the long term, you're going to do all right if you buy real estate. What do you think?
One thing I found too, Dan, is a lot of my buyers, I introduce myself through Zoom so that they get a chance to meet me, but it helps I tell them all the unique things about the Cape, nitrogen sensitive areas, lead paint. Not everybody knows about lead paint in the homes as well. And it really makes a difference for the buyers, because now they know me a little better, and I have no problem putting someone on a search 6 months, a year in advance. It gives people time to see what the market is here, see what their budget will allow, and gives them time to get, sometimes if they have to sell their own properties, now that gives them much more time to do that as well. And it's just trying to slow the process down so that they can enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing is, be careful if you're trying to time the market. I can tell you from firsthand experience, the one time I purchased a home and I was trying to time the market, it cost me about $125,000. And I can say that the people that I've seen try to time the market in the past, I would say it's at least tenfold of the people that tried to time the market and lost compared to the people that tried to time the market and won. So I guess my advice would be, if this is where you want to be and you want to live here, or you want to enjoy it, or maybe it's a second home and you want to Airbnb it, just find the home you love. If you can afford it, and it's going to leave you with if you have a mortgage and it's going to leave you with a payment you can afford without having to completely change your lifestyle, then I don't recommend waiting. It's just, I think if COVID taught us one thing,
Right.
It's, with that shutdown, things can change very quickly. So get the home you love, enjoy it, and again, you can refinance, and hopefully, you're there for the long term, you're going to build some equity.
One other comment I wanted to make, Dan, is that the Cape since 2020 has increased their values, appreciated 55% and 9% last year. So that's proof right there that if you're buying right, and that's my job to protect you on that, that you're just going to appreciate it. What an investment.
Yeah, and look, now that's a good example of people. There are still people that were trying to time the market because they felt like it was too high for too long, and they didn't buy back in 2021, 2022, and they're still looking, but now the prices have gone through the roof since then.
Correct.
So,
Right.
again, if you can afford it and you're going to be happy there, go ahead and buy that property and just watch the rates and refinance. You know,
Enjoy.
But again, there's nothing says you have to act super quick either. You can take your time and find the right house. I'm not saying rush into anything. So get yourself a great buyer's agent like Nancy and just find the home you love and start enjoying it sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's our bit for today. We just looking for a reason to get out here in the sun and enjoy ourselves. Long weekend coming upon us, so you do the same. Make sure you get out and really enjoy all that Cape Cod has to offer. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.